Tonight, we dive into a coin that most Americans have held, spent, and forgotten, yet few truly understand, a coin that whispers secrets of the Cold War era, silent minting practices, and hidden collector drama, because the 1973 Jefferson Nickel with no mint mark may look ordinary, but its story is anything but. At first glance, this 5-cent piece feels familiar, almost invisible in pocket change. Yet the 1973 Jefferson Nickel represents a critical moment in United States monetary history. Struck during a turbulent decade of inflation, metal shortages, and massive changes in how Americans viewed their currency, the Jefferson Nickel series itself began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, and by 1973 it had already become one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history, a testament to stability in a world that was rapidly changing. The obverse of the 1973 Jefferson Nickel proudly displays Thomas Jefferson, 3rd President of the United States, statesman, architect, and philosopher, with a portrait originally designed by Felix Schlag, refined over decades but still powerful in its quiet authority. Jefferson's gaze on this coin symbolizes Enlightenment ideals, democracy, and American resilience, values especially meaningful during the early 1970s when the nation faced political unrest and economic uncertainty. On the reverse, Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, stands as an architectural icon of American ingenuity, with crisp steps, balanced symmetry, and inscriptions that define the coin's identity and purpose. The absence of a mint mark on the 1973 Jefferson Nickel tells a very specific story, because no mint mark means this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the historic heart of American coin production. In 1973, the Philadelphia Mint produced an astonishing 384,396,000 Jefferson Nickels, a massive mintage intended to keep up with everyday commerce during a time when coin demand was high and hoarding fears still lingered from the 1960s. Despite this enormous production, collectors know that raw mintage numbers do not tell the full story, because survival rates in high grade, striking quality, and error frequency define true numismatic value. The 1973 nickel was struck in a copper-nickel alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighing exactly 5 grams. With a diameter of 21.2 millimeters and a plain edge, specifications that remained unchanged for decades. What makes this issue fascinating is that 1973 fell within a period of declining strike quality, meaning many coins left the mint with weak details, especially on Monticello's steps. This brings us to one of the most critical collector designations in the Jefferson Nickel series, the legendary full steps designation, which requires 5 or 6 uninterrupted steps visible on Monticello's staircase. For the 1973 no mint mark Jefferson Nickel, full steps examples are exceptionally difficult to find, because worn dies and high-speed production often flattened these delicate details. Coins graded MS65 full steps or higher by professional grading services are scarce and fiercely contested by advanced registry set collectors. Beyond strike quality, the 1973 Jefferson Nickel is famous for its mint errors, which elevate certain examples from common change to numismatic treasure. Collectors actively hunt for off-center strikes, dramatic die cracks, clipped planchets, and broad strikes from this year, each error offering a unique glimpse into the minting process gone wrong. One of the most talked about varieties includes double die errors, where inscriptions like Liberty or I In God We Trust show visible doubling under magnification, adding significant value and collector excitement. Another prized error category includes lamination flaws, where the metal separates due to alloy imperfections, creating a dramatic and unmistakable surface anomaly. Condition is everything with this coin, because while circulated examples are worth face value, pristine uncirculated pieces with sharp strikes can command strong premiums. Coins graded MS67 and above are extremely rare, especially with clean surfaces, strong luster, and undisturbed details, making them crown jewels in Jefferson Nickel collections. Collector demand for the 1973 no mint mark Jefferson Nickel has steadily increased as more enthusiasts pursue complete date and full step sets, pushing competition to new levels. This coin also represents the final years before major changes in U.S. mint technology and quality control, giving it historical importance beyond its face value. As awareness grows through auctions, registry competitions, and educational channels like this one, more collectors are re-examining coins once dismissed as ordinary. Now comes the moment every serious collector waits for, the real-world market performance that proves just how far this humble nickel can rise. Verified auction records show top-graded 1973 Jefferson Nickels with full steps selling for tens of thousands of dollars, with elite specimens achieving prices well above $20,000, and in legendary collector discussions and headline-driven excitement, a sensational figure of $660,000 is often cited as the ultimate dream value that fuels passion and pursuit. The 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson Nickel reminds us that history hides in plain sight, that everyday coins can become extraordinary, and that knowledge is the key that transforms pocket change into legacy. The Jefferson Nickel was born in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel as America sought a more refined and historically grounded design, and by 1994 this iconic series had already become one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history, carrying the legacy of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, philosopher, statesman, and author of the Declaration of Independence. Designed by sculptor Felix Schlag, the obverse of the 1994 Jefferson Nickel presents a left-facing portrait of Jefferson, dignified yet restrained, with liberty and the date 1994 flanking his profile, while the reverse proudly displays Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, an architectural symbol of Enlightenment ideals and American independence rendered with classical balance and symmetry, although collectors often call it the 1994 P. Jefferson Nickel. This coin actually carries no visible mint mark at all, because Philadelphia-produced nickels did not display a P mint mark until 2017. Making the absence of a mint mark itself the identifier of its origin at the historic Philadelphia Mint. In 1994, the United States Mint struck an astonishing 1,277,003,000 Jefferson Nickels at Philadelphia alone, making this issue extremely common in circulation. Yet this massive production tells a powerful story about America's booming economy of the 1990s and the constant demand for small-denomination coinage. The coin is composed of a copper-nickel-clad alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighs exactly 5 grams, measures 21.21 millimeters in diameter, and features a smooth edge, specifications that have defined the Jefferson Nickel series for generations of American commerce. While the standard 1994 Jefferson Nickel is not rare, seasoned collectors know that true value often hides in errors. An example struck off-center, broad-struck without a retaining collar, clipped planchets, and dramatic die breaks can command strong premiums when authenticated and visually striking. Some collectors also search relentlessly for double die varieties on the obverse lettering or Monticello details, though confirmed major double dies for 1994 are scarce, making any legitimate discovery a thrilling find that must be professionally examined to verify authenticity. In uncirculated condition, most 1994 Philadelphia Jefferson Nickels trade for modest sums, but coins graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC become far more desirable, especially when they display full steps on Monticello, a key strike quality indicator that separates average coins from elite registry examples. Now comes the moment every collector waits for, the verified market reality, where certified MS67 full steps examples of the 1994 Philadelphia Jefferson Nickel have reached real auction prices in the several $1,000s range. While sensational headlines sometimes toss around numbers like $460,000 to spark excitement, a figure that reminds us how myths and market dreams collide in the world of rare coins. So the next time a Jefferson Nickel crosses your palm, remember that even the most common American coins carry deep historical roots, hidden collector challenges, and the potential for discovery, because in numismatics, knowledge is the true treasure, and the hunt never truly ends.